Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my channel Net Physics. And if you're watching this video for the very first time, then I would request you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, do not forget to hit the bell icon. And in this video, we will be discussing the questions of CSI NET examinations. And all the questions are of quantum mechanics. And we will cover the questions of June 2011. Okay, so now let's come to the first question. So here in the first question we have the wave function of a particle. It is given by psi is equals to 1 by root 2 phi naught plus iota phi 1, where phi naught and phi 1 are the normalized eigenfunctions with energies E naught and E1 corresponding to the ground state and first excited state respectively. The expectation value of the Hamiltonian in the state psi is, okay, we have four options. So now let's read the question once again so that everything is clear for us. So the first thing is that we are given a wave function of a particle, okay, which is psi, and psi is equals to 1 by root 2 phi naught plus iota phi 1. Here it is said phi naught and phi 1, these are normalized eigenfunctions. Normalized eigenfunctions means the inner product of the eigenfunctions with itself is equals to 1, right? And the energies corresponding to the ground state and the first excited state is E0 and E1. And we are asked to find the expectation value, or we can say the expected value of the Hamiltonian, the mean value or the average value. Okay, so we have to find the expectation value of the Hamiltonian in this particular state psi. So for this, first we will write what is given to us. Okay, we have in the question psi is equals to 1 by root 2 phi naught plus iota phi 1. And from Schrodinger equation we can write h ket phi naught is equals to E naught ket phi naught. And similarly for phi 1 we can write h ket phi 1 is equals to E1 ket phi 1. Now the formula for the expectation value of h, it is equals to what? The inner product of psi with the Hamiltonian acting on psi itself divided by the inner product of psi with the wave function itself, that is with psi itself. And now we will write psi in ket. Okay, ket psi is equals to 1 by root 2 ket phi naught plus iota phi 1. And the complex conjugate of this ket psi, it is equals to bra psi, which is equals to 1 by root 2 bra of phi naught minus iota phi 1. You have to keep in mind when you are writing the complex conjugate, the sign before the imaginary iota, okay, it will become opposite. If it's plus, then it will be minus. If it is minus, then it will become plus. Now let's see, after substituting the values of psi, okay, here. So first of all, we will write here bra psi h ket psi divided by the inner product of psi. So now this Hamiltonian h, first it will operate on this psi, okay, it will operate on ket psi, and the bra psi will remain as it is. So when it will operate on ket psi, we will have h ket phi naught is equals to what? E naught ket phi naught. So we will write here, okay, 1 by root 2 is as it is plus h ket phi 1, it is equals to what? E1 phi 1. So we are having E1 phi 1 and iota is as it is. So in the denominator, if you see 1 by root this into with this, okay, so 1 by root 2 into with 1 by root 2 will be what? 1 by 2. And if you remember, in the question it's written that the eigenfunctions are normalized. That means what? The inner product of phi naught with phi naught is equals to 1. So this value will be equals to 1. Again, minus a plus a is minus. I into with I is what? I square, that means minus 1. So this sign will become what? Positive. And again the inner product of phi 1 with phi 1 itself will be equals to 1. Okay, so finally in the numerator, if you see, you will take the product of this. Now you see 1 by root 2 into with E naught by root 2. It will give you what? E naught by 2, because the inner product is again equals to 1, and plus, because minus a plus a is minus, I square will give you 1 minus 1. So the sign will become positive and you will have here E1. Similarly, as the value of this will be equals to what? 1. And in the denominator, you will have what? 3 by 2. Okay. So finally, we will write the expectation value of H is equals to 2 by 3, E0 by 2 plus E1 2 by 3. This 2 and this 2 is getting cancelled, and finally the final answer that you will be getting is E0 plus 2 E1 by 3. You can see here. Okay, so the correct option is option D. Now let's see the next question. In the next question, we have the energy levels of the non-relativistic electron in a hydrogen atom, that is Coulomb potential is inversely proportional to R. It is given by E NLM is proportional to 1 by n square with a negative sign. Okay, energy is proportional to minus 1 by n square. Okay, this is the energy level of non-relativistic electron in a hydrogen, and here n, it is the principal quantum number, and corresponding to this energy there is a wave function psi and Lm. Here L, it is the orbital angular momentum quantum number, and m, it is the magnetic quantum number. And also it is said, if we are not considering the spin, okay, neglecting the spin in this particular case, out of this 4 statement, which statement is correct, we have to find. Okay, we have to choose one. The first is that there are exactly 2L plus 1 different wave functions, okay, psi and Lm for each E and Lm. Okay, for each this energy there are 2L plus 1 wave functions psi. Okay, in this next it is same there, but it is said that it is L into with L plus 1 different wave functions, okay, psi Lm for each E and Lm, okay, for each energy. The third one is that the energy E and Lm, it is not depending on L and M. That means it is not depending on the orbital angular momentum quantum number and the magnetic quantum number. Okay, for the case of Coulomb potential, again it is said there is a unique wave function psi and Lm for each E and Lm energy. Okay, firstly we know that the energy of hydrogen En is equals to minus 13.6 n square electron volt. Again, if you see here the energy, it is not depending, you can see from this equation, energy is not depending on the principal quantum number, on the orbital angular momentum quantum number L and the magnetic quantum number M. Here it is not depending, and the degeneracy, okay, of energy levels is what, n square, and it is neglecting the spin, the degeneracy is this. Okay, and this degeneracy, it is arising due to the spherical symmetry of the Coulomb potential, and it is depending on only the radial distance r of the electron, okay, from the nucleus, and this is considered to be the origin. The nucleus is considered to be the origin. So here we can see there is no angular dependence. Okay, there is no dependence of theta and phi in the potential. So we can say that the energy, it will not depend on L and M for the Coulomb potential, because Coulomb potential is not depending on theta and phi. Okay, angular dependence is not there. Okay, so the correct option is option C. Now let's come to the next question. In the next question, what it is there? The Hamiltonian of an electron in a constant magnetic field B, it is given by H is equals to mu sigma dot B, where mu is a positive constant and sigma is equals to sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, and it is denoting the Pauli matrices. And also it is given omega is equals to mu B by H cut, and I, it is a 2 by 2 unit matrix. Then we have to simplify the value of the operator e to the power I H t by H cut. So we have to find the value of this particular operator when the Hamiltonian is equals to mu sigma dot B. B is a constant magnetic field. Okay, it is the Hamiltonian. This is the Hamiltonian. H is the Hamiltonian of an electron in a constant magnetic field B. Okay, and sigma, it is the Pauli matrix, and omega is equals to mu B by H cut. It is given. I, it is a unit matrix. Okay, 2 by 2 unit matrix, and we have to find the value of this operator. So we have 4 options here. So we already know that e to the power I sigma dot n cap theta, it is equals to I cos theta plus I sigma dot n cap sin theta. This is what we know. Here n cap is the unit vector. In our question we have a vector B. Okay, if you see here we have a vector B. We already know that we write what? Unit vector b cap. Okay, how we write the unit vector b cap? The vector b, it is equals to what? B cap into with b. This is what we write. So instead of this vector b, we will write b cap dot b. Rest all the terms will be as it is, because we need a unit vector. So we are having a unit vector formula and we are using it. Okay, and we are having a b cap here. Now in the question it is also given that omega, it is equals to mu b by h cut. So instead of mu b by h cut, we will substitute what? Omega. So we have done what? We have written I mu bt by h cut outside and sigma dot b cap is inside. So the bracket term is okay. Now we will see mu b by h cut. Okay, this term it is as it is. Mu b by h cut is equals to what? Omega. So finally we are having e to the power I omega t sigma dot b cap, and we can write this, okay, in this form. So we will have what? I cos omega t plus I sigma dot b cap sin omega t. Finally we have to see the form options. We have a vector b here, so we will write here what? Instead of b cap, we will write what? We will write vector b by b. So this is what we can write. Okay, you can do directly from this step. I have just evaluated so that you might not have any confusion. Now let's come to the next question. Here what we are having, this is a question from perturbation, that if the perturbation h prime is equals to ax and a is a constant, okay, which is added to the infinite square well potential, where the potential Vx is equals to 0 for x greater than equals to 0 and less than equals to pi, okay, and infinity otherwise, we are asked to find the correction to the ground state energy to first order in A. Okay, and we are having four options. The potential is equals to 0 for x greater than equals to 0 and less than equals to pi, and infinity otherwise. The perturbation added to the infinite square well potential is Ax. So for this, first of all, we will write the general form of the wave function for a infinite square well potential well. So we know the general wave function is what? Psi n is equals to root over 2 by L sine n pi x by L. N is equals to 1, 2, 3. So for the ground state, we have to keep in mind, since this potential, this infinite square well potential is one dimensional, okay. So in case of one dimensional, n is equals to 1, 2, 3. So the ground state will be what? For n equals to 1. So we are writing psi 1 root over 2 pi sine n pi x, n is equals to 1, and here our L will be equals to what? 0 to pi. So it will be how much? Pi. So we are writing here pi, which is equals to root over 2 by pi sine x. This is our wave function according to the question. Now the formula for the first order correction to the ground state is what? This is the first order correction to the ground state. Okay, first order E1 and to the ground state. So it is equals to integration of limit will be 0 to pi, complex conjugate of psi 1, okay, h prime psi 1 dx. Here h prime, it is the perturbation. So we will write the value of psi 1, the wave function here, which is root over 2 by pi sine x, the perturbation ax. Again we are having root over 2 by pi sine x dx. This is the complex conjugate, this is the wave function itself. Both are same, okay, because there is no term which is imaginary. And finally we will take out the constant terms outside. If you see here, a is a constant, and root over 2 pi into with root over 2 pi, that is 2 by pi, it is also a constant, and integration of 0 to pi x sine square dx will be inside as it is. Now what we will see, when you will do this integration, you can see sine square x, okay, you can write it as 1 minus cos 2x by 2, and finally this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and we will have integration a by pi outside, integration of 0 to pi x minus x cos 2x. This is what we will have, okay. A by pi will be also there, okay. Now you see a by pi is a constant term, it will stay outside. Integration of x, it is equals to what? X square by 2, the limits will be same, 0 to pi, minus this minus symbol, okay. A by pi is constant. Now this x cos 2x, how we will integrate? We will use the integration formula u dot v dx, okay. So we will take u to be x and v to be cos 2x. So if you do here, you will get what? U integration of cos 2x is what? Sin 2x by 2 minus, again ddx of x is 1, and again integrating this cos 2x twice, what you will get? Cos 2x by 4, and the sign will be negative because first you will integrate cos, then you will get what? Sin 2x by 2. Again integrating sign, you will get what? Minus cos 2x and by 4. So this sign will become what? Positive. So here if you see, a by pi will be as it is, into it. If you put the upper limit, you will have pi square by 2 here, plus, because we are taking minus common. Okay, so we are having plus. This is minus a plus, right? So if you see here, sorry, this will be minus because this is symbol is here. Okay, this is minus a plus. So now if you see here, sin n pi x, it is equals to 0, and we are having only this term. So a by pi I have taken outside, and if you put the upper limit, you will have cos 2 pi by 4 minus, putting the lower limit, you will have cos 0 by 4. So if you remember, if you know that cos n pi is equals to what? Minus 1 to the power n. So here n is our 2, so it's minus 1 whole square minus cos 0 is 1. So ultimately this term will give you 0. Okay, and the first order energy correction, okay, the correction to the ground state energy to first order, that is E, it is E11, okay, it is equals to a pi by 2. So the correct option is option A. This integration you can do it on your own and try to do it, because once after doing you will have a better understanding, and you can see that you will get the option A pi by 2. So now let's come to the next question. So the next question is from WKB approximation. In this question we have a particle in one dimension, okay, which is moving under the influence of a potential V, which is equals to a x to the power 6. Here a, it is a real constant, and for large n, the quantized energy level En, it will depend on n as how? Is how En is proportional to n. The first is En is proportional to n cube. The second is the En is proportional to n to the power 4 by 3. Third is En is proportional to 6 by n to the power 6 by 5. And the fourth is En is proportional to n to the power 3 by 2. These are the 4 options. So here if you see, we will use a trick. Okay, we will not go to the process. Okay, here I am using a trick. In some other paper we will have more questions of WKP. There I will show the way, but for this question I think this trick is the best. Okay, so here Vx is proportional to x to the power 6, right? And this x, it is not negative. If our potential is proportional to x to the power m, and if m is not negative, in that case, if we are asked to find the proportionality of the quantized energy level, okay, En, then we can find it in this way. En will be proportional to 2m, okay, n to the power 2m by m plus 2. This is how we can find. So here in our case, our m is what? 6. So we will use here 2 into with 6 by 6 plus 2. En is proportional to n to the power 2 into with 6 by 6 by 2. 6 plus 2. So 6 to the side is 12. 6 plus 2 is what? 8. And which will give you what? 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12. That means En is proportional to n to the power 3 by 2. So the correct option is option D. So here one thing I would like to say you, that sometimes some tricks will help you to save your time in the examinations. Also, when you are using some formulas or anything, try to remember the formulas, because in the exam hall, if you are trying to get the derivation and get the formulas, okay, because there are some formulas are related from one to another, okay, in chain system. You can see here in the last question only, you can see this sine square x, okay, this is, I have directly written it 1 minus cos 2x by 2, but it is actually evaluated from one other formula, okay. So for this I would like to say you, if you remember the formulas directly, at least 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and as a whole, if you see the complete paper, it will save a lot of time. So better try to remember the tricks, try to remember the formulas, okay. And with this I would conclude this video. And if you are liking my video, share with your friends. Also, if you have any questions, any queries, or any advices or suggestions, then you can comment me in the comment section. Also, if you have any topic that you want me to discuss, any questions from any examinations or any topic, then just you can mail me in my email ID, which is mentioned in the description box. So thank you so much. Have a good day.